Hello, I'm back. Sorry, in the previous video, I was cut off. I didn't realize that the time is up. So basically, I was cut off while trying to show you how to fit certain selections into our print preview. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that again. So let's say now I just select these few columns and I go to File, go to Print. Here, this is my print preview. So this is basically if you need to do, let's say in the assignment 3, I ask you to do a print preview, a screenshot of your print preview. This page is where you need to do the screenshot. So you can use the snipping tool, snipping tool to actually get a screenshot of your print preview. Even though, and for the screenshot, you may not have to screenshot together with the print. This one is no. You screenshot everything. All right, so that I want to see that this is your print preview screenshot, so I can see whether you really understand how to show certain things as your part of your printing. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go back to our home. Now, for this part here, I think we are done with the basic things already. So now I just want to talk to you about, wait a second, one more thing. So if I want to add print titles, for example, you can do that as well, all right? And also choose rows and column you like to repeat on each printed page, so you can explore this other stuff as well, even though this is not part of your assignment 3. Okay, so now about your worksheet. So you have an option to rename your worksheet. For example, right click on the sheet 1 here, rename it and say that this is our treat collection, like that. Okay, you can do that as well. Or if you want to copy, so right click, move or copy. So if you move it, let's say you move it to the end, it's like that, you're just moving it. So, or you can also drag it and drop. So this is also another way to move your worksheet around. All right, or you can also to create a copy. So you have to tick on the create a copy, and where do you want to place the copy? I want to place it at the end, so I just click OK. Now I have a treat collection 2. Why does it name 2? Because you couldn't have a 2 sheet with the same name, so you have to rename it something else. Right, so that's one. And also you can also color tab your sheet. So for example, I want to put a tab color here, blue. All right, so when I click here, and this one, I can group them together as well. I can group my sheets together. So let's say how to group my sheet. Press Ctrl while selecting. So now they are grouped together. How to ungroup them? Once you click somewhere else or on some other sheet, it will be ungrouped. So now they are ungrouped. Why would you want to group your sheet? For example, I drag this back down there. So now it's back next to each other. So this is just my copy. So I'm just going to rename it and rename it to copy, for example, but they look exactly the same. So now let's say I want to make changes to my district collection, but since I group it together, so I press Ctrl. Okay, let's put some color to this tab. So I color it red. So now this is blue, this is red. So when I select both of them, group them together, all right, now you can see that they are both selected. So if I go to copy or even go to treat collection worksheet, all right, if I go to either one, they won't be ungrouped. If I want to ungroup them, I have to select the other worksheet. So now the function of grouping worksheet together is that when I make changes to one of the sheet, let's say I make changes to this treat collection, I want to erase the word yay. Okay, so now if I go to copy, the word yay is also being deleted from the copy worksheet. Why? Because they are grouped together. So whatever changes that I make to treat collection will also be made to copy collection. Now, do they have to be similar to be exactly the same for them to be grouped? No. If I want to ungroup them, so now I select treat collection and select sheet 3. So now what do? If I go to trip collection sheet 3, so this is my sheet 3, this is my trip collection. What if I change this group trip to Tioman? So what's going to happen to ship 3? So ship 3 is just going to have the title, group trip to Tioman, to A2. Why? Because here we are doing the changes to A2. So since now A2 is now contain the word group trip to Tioman, so sheet 3 or the A2 for sheet 3 will also contain the same thing. So that's basically what's going to happen. Alright? So you don't really need to have the exact same structure. But the moment you make a changes to whichever worksheet inside your group, part of your group, the same changes will happen to the other worksheet as well. So you can explore these things. Okay. So now, once we are done with that, we can also try to hide our tab. For example, you can hide our worksheet, hide, and to unhide it, unhide, you have to select which sheet that you want to unhide, like that. Alright, so let's say I select all these sheet together. Just now I press shift. I select sheet 2, shift. While pressing down shift, I select sheet 6. So now everything will be selected. Right click and hide. The thing about hide is that you cannot unhide them in one go. You can only unhide them one by one. So it's kind of a pain really. Okay, so you can also hide your column like that. Hide. Or I can also hide. Let's say column D, if I hide it, I can still see group trip to Pulau Tioman. Why? Because this group trip to Pulau Tioman is really belongs to A2. Okay, we don't have D, column D. Okay, group trip to Pulau Tioman is not part of column D. So if I want to unhide it, what do? I need to select the columns in between. Okay, and then unhide it. What if I just select that and unhide? Can also, oh wait a second, cannot. So I have to select the columns that actually sandwich the hidden column and unhide them. Alright, so same things with row. You can also hide your row. Hide your row. And if you want to unhide them, you have to select them and then unhide together like that. Okay, hope that is clear. Alright, so done with hiding and whatnot. So now let's go to the final part. The final part is, let's say you want to create some charts, okay, to create some sort of presentable report for your friends, just to see, just to compare who has saved the most, for example. So what we can do is, let's say I just want to do a comparison between the first name and also the total. So I cannot select them like this and go to insert. If I go to insert now and I select chart, so you can choose whatever charts that you want. Let's say I want to create a bar chart. A bar chart looks like this and column chart look like this. This is a column chart, this is a bar chart. They are two different things. Okay, so let's say I want to create a column chart. So 2D column chart. So now I see that my chart contain all this. Okay, according to the this is the amount, this is the month, and for each person, for Ahmad, Razak, for Irfan Saleh, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's color coded like that, and I can manipulate my my data here from this design tab. The moment you create a chart, you will get this design tab and also format tab. Inside format tab is how you play around with some color thingy. So we're more interested in the design tab. In design tab, you can see that you can actually play around, modify all these chart elements, the title, the chart title, data labels, and so on and so forth. Legend is this part down here. If you do not want any legend, you can click on none, so you won't see any legend there. So for the chart title, if you don't want to go there, you can just double click here right onto the chart and you can modify it straight from this chart title. So just put some title or total savings, okay, from by June, for example. Okay, so here you can say, why do I have the total? Because just now we select the total together. Actually, okay, so we do not want the total. You can change that accordingly to your second. Here, select data. So what is it that I want to remove? Wait a second. So I do not want total. So I untick the total. Okay, I want to remove this total. So I just untick it. I click OK. So now I wouldn't see any total here because I just untick it already. Or you can also switch between your row and column. So I switch row and column, and this is what happened. So instead of showing the by month, I show it by percent. So you can guess that blue for January, orange is for February, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can play around with this thing. And what if I do not want to have such an extensive chart, meaning I already have an idea what kind of chart that I want, which is just to include my first name and also to include the total. Okay, so but if I want to select the total, it will select everything in between. So how am I supposed to do this? You can select the first name, press Ctrl key on your keyboard. Do not release it. Keep pressing on it. So while pressing the Ctrl key on your keyboard, now select total. So now you can see that you already selecting first name and also the total. So now what you can do is go to insert and insert the chart. So now you can see I just include my first name here and the total up here. Alright, so that's basically pretty much of how you do things. Now let's say I want my chart to be in a different worksheet. So you can right click and move your chart. So you want to move your chart where? Whether you want to move it into a new sheet or you want to make it an object in some of other sheets like this. So I do not want that. I do not want to move it into the other worksheet, but I want to create a new sheet of itself. So create new sheet, and you can see that this is a special worksheet where it only contains my chart like that. Okay, I hope that's clear. Alright, that is all about it. Alright, so hopefully all these tutorials will help you how to complete your assignment 3. If there is a need for me to further explain on creating chart, do let me know and I will make another video for that. Alrighty, till then, bye bye. Thank you.